hope you're all surviving winter 2026 wherever you are. We have a definite fresh blanket of at least a few, 3-4 inches of snow, and it's still going strong. It's supposed to snow all day. And it is Sunday the 25th, I think. So I'm making my applesauce, and I'm going to show you how I get a nice thick little sauce out of that at the end when it's time to put the kudzu mixture on there. I'm going to show you my peanut butter powder and almond powder protein blend that I like. That's good just directly on the applesauce. You could also just chop up fresh toasted walnuts or raw walnuts and or dry roasted peanuts if you wanted the applesauce just by itself as a snack. But we've got our breakfast grain cooking, and I'm going to put the applesauce on that, and then I'm going to add this sauce. And Don's been doing it pretty religiously. He uses just the PB2. I'm going to do a blend, just kind of using up this almond protein powder. I don't think there's much left. So let's see if I get 2 tablespoons worth out of the almond or not. So not quite 2 tablespoons of that. I have this rice protein sitting around. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of that. I get this for baking sometimes. We also have pea protein. Just 1 tablespoon. If I use too much of this, it just tastes gritty to me to have like this. But the way I'm making it, it'll be great. And I'm going to add a little more than a tablespoon of this, since I didn't have 2 full tablespoons of the almond. 1.5. This concoction, if I make it just for myself, it usually lasts for me. I don't eat it all at once at breakfast. This is glycine, which is actually what helps the body to produce collagen. It's got a granulated texture and taste, almost like sugar. I'm going to use, I got micro ingredients here. They come with these little scoopers. I'm going to use about 4 of them. They're not all full. So I'm just grabbing whatever is in the little scooper. Then, that's leaking. I use roughly a tablespoon more or so of whatever I'm dissolving this with, of liquid than powder. So it'll probably be about 4 tablespoons of soy milk, 1/4 cup. And I do like this with the apple juice as well. Let's start with that and see where we're at. By the way, this is what it looks like. I just have that much left from yesterday. I also add a pinch of a little pink Himalayan sea salt for this. You could add cinnamon if you want, or vanilla powder. And then, this is a mess. I'm going to add a spoonful of sorghum syrup. We get this locally. You could use maple syrup. Brown rice syrup, I have that as well. I like the thick viscosity of this and the flavor combination. I have a more Vata dominant dosha. I've written about this in my books. I have articles about it, how to improve your digestion, especially if you're a Vata type, on my website, on my blog. I have mentioned it in videos in the past too. So the sweet and the salt flavors are 2 flavors that Vata type that tends to have a lot more symptoms of dryness wants to emphasize. So there's about the texture, and this is going to be super delicious on my morning oats and the applesauce. Since I'm speaking about Vata dosha, I'm going to do a little book plug because I got the new updated cover. It's been slightly revised again, and especially the updates, the preface But in the book, in the back, I have several appendices with a lot of great information. So if you get the book, you want to read the whole thing. There's a lot throughout. But here is a chart, and I explain fairly briefly, give you an overview of each of the doshas and in their system. The plus, they use different symbols like a plus or a zero, so when you're in balance versus out of balance. And if you have a vata dominant dosha or any of the doshas, then generally speaking, the way you want to eat is to reduce the pathological symptoms that come with that. And they're all based on elements, just like Chinese 5 elements. The vata's air and ether, and they tend to have a more of a problem digesting beans and cruciferous vegetables and stuff. So when cooking, you got to kind of modify a little. Cook maybe the cruciferous vegetables more than you normally would. Add spices that help digestion, and use some fat. Hence why I include salt and seeds and nuts and some oil in my diet. Everybody is a little different. So anyway, though, it's got all kinds of information, menu plans, or some recipes, and the companion recipe book will be available hopefully by the end of the month as well. So I do hope you'll check it out. Would really love the support, especially Amazon reviews if you do get it, and I appreciate that. Hear that sound? They've been simmering pretty well. They can be easily mushed with the back of a spoon. There's still a little juice left, so now's the time to add the kudzu mixture. Stir it up real quick first because it settles. This has to be dissolved in cool water first or it won't work. It doesn't dissolve in warm water. And add that. And by the way, kudzu root has a lot of health benefits. It's in the morning tea. You can watch my video when I show kudzu tea. I also have an article on my website, a couple articles explaining the health benefits of kudzu root, which I know grows like a weed in the south, but it's very medicinal and has a lot of culinary uses, including thickening sauces. You can use arrowroot, tapioca flour, cornstarch, or you can skip it really, but this just makes it super velvety and delicious. You can leave it whole, you can mash some with your spoon, or you can get a potato masher. I have all these recipes on my website and more in my recipe book coming out, but it's super delicious. It's great on oatmeal, great for dessert. This is oat and buckwheat. Buckwheat is a nice winter grain, very warming. It's good to eat this time of year. Natto, homemade natto, a few chopped walnuts for crunch. Very hearty, cold winter day, oat buckwheat porridge with homemade applesauce, almond peanut brown rice protein powder sauce, and natto and walnuts. Nice, creamy, velvety, delicious, warming, cooked, soft fruit. Good this time of year as well.